Hey guys, welcome back to Buzzer2Buzzer.
Guys, welcome back to day 3 of our Super Bowl coverage. Today we're going to be talking about the quarterbacks from two teams, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady.
This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling.
All right, guys, so as we all know, we are going to have a battle of two of the greats. We got on one side from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, going to his 10th Super Bowl, already has 6 rings on his back. And then we got Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs. Man has been balling out, won Super Bowl MVP and championship last year, was MVP in 2018. And we have two quarterbacks. On one side, we have the old GOAT. Everybody acknowledges Tom Brady, one of the best players to play the game of football. And now, on the other hand, we got Patrick Mahomes, 25 years old, young, upcoming, has a bright future, hopefully no injuries coming in the future as well. So now this brings us to the point, what impact does this game have on their legacies? You know, it's a game which we don't see too often. It's like a LeBron versus Kobe. We never got to see it, but in football, we're actually about to see it. Sort of, it could be the passing of the torch moment. On one hand, we have Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. What does this game mean? If Tom Brady wins this game, does that mean that Patrick Mahomes will never be able to sort of eclipse that position of Tom Brady? But if Mahomes wins, what impact does that have on Brady? Our thoughts.
I think Super Bowls are a team stat. It doesn't prove that one player is significantly better than the other. It doesn't define greatness, but it adds to it in a way. And so even if Brady does beat Mahomes here, if Mahomes goes on to have a better career than what Brady did statistically and winning rings, then again, that adds, but doesn't define greatness, then he could still be the GOAT because this is, again, one game in a Super Bowl is a team achievement.
It's also it's a team achievement too, but I feel like if it's just one game, and a lot of the Super Bowl is luck, a lot of players don't shine in that kind of pressure, and I don't really think you can take away from Patrick Mahomes if he loses to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I think there's still a great chance that he can overtake Tom Brady in the future if they meet up again, or just in other Super Bowls, and if he has a better career stats wise. So like Horst was saying, it definitely adds, but I don't really think that one Super Bowl and one ring defines how good of a player you are.
I think I agree as for the Mahomes part. I don't think he has much to gain or to lose, whether he wins it or not. I think he's going to be a great player, but I think, for Brady's legacy, I think this could be the nail in the coffin for all GOAT debates. If he were to win the Super Bowl, I think it's undisputed, and I don't think there's any challenge to win 7 rings against one of the greatest quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes. And to do it in a pandemic year on a new team, I think it's probably one of the best seasons by a quarterback ever. So if Brady were to win, I think he has a lot to gain in terms of his GOAT status.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking in terms, I think it's pretty much in dispute. There's very little people in the world saying that Tom Brady is not the GOAT. I mean, 6 rings, it's pretty much, you cannot debate that. Just like there's some other facts, right? But if Pat Mahomes loses, I think it's going to be for sure a little bit of stain. I feel like that he's for sure destined for greatness in the league as the coming years come. But I feel like that if Pat Mahomes starts winning more chips, if he does not win this year, say he has 4 in the next 7 to 8 years, right? I think people are going to turn the clock back and say, wait, you did not win that chip against Tom Brady. It's one of the things, in the sports analyst world, which I think it's going to be referenced. It's sort of like, say, LeBron and MJ. If we ever got to see those two in the NBA Finals, if Michael Jordan beat LeBron James in the NBA Finals, I feel like that would be a stain. I mean, look at it today. People are always trying to make comparisons. If that ever happened, who knows what would have been going on. LeBron wouldn't have even been in the conversation. So it's for sure going to be up for debate, but one thing's for certain, this is going to be a heck of a battle. All right, guys, so I think we can all acknowledge that these are two of the best quarterbacks which we're seeing playing in our modern era. We've been watching the game for a couple of years now, and it's going to be one great battle for sure. But let's talk about one more thing. Patrick Mahomes, super important to the Chiefs. Tom Brady, super important to the Buccaneers. But if we get to choose one quarterback, who is more important and plays a vital role coming up this Sunday?
For me, I think it has to be Tom Brady in terms of value. Look, Patrick Mahomes, for as great as he is, they have multiple players on the offense. And, they don't necessarily need Mahomes' greatness every week to win. They can rely on their playmakers. But we've seen what Tampa Bay is without Tom Brady. That was last year. I mean, they're not a good team. Tom Brady, and we've seen what happens when Tom Brady turns the ball over, they will lose. And when he doesn't, they win. I think in terms of value for this Sunday, who needs to play better? I think it's got to be Tom Brady.
I don't even think you have to look as far back as last season. You can look at last week again in the NFC Championship game. Tom Brady, when he was throwing those interceptions, they couldn't move the ball down the field. They weren't scoring any points. That offense was nothing. It came down to that defense, having that stop. But if it wasn't for their defense too, that game would have been far over, and we'd be having a Packers Chiefs Super Bowl right now. So Tom Brady needs to be playing at his best because the Packers offense isn't. I mean, the Chiefs offense isn't as bad as the Packers offense.
So for sure, if you look like you were talking about last season, the Buccaneers were nothing compared to what they are this season. But I'm also going to talk about it's not only Tom Brady who contributes to the Buccaneers. Like you're talking about those 3 interceptions he threw against the Packers. Although the Packers couldn't make good of those interceptions, he still threw them. For sure, I'm not going to take anything away from Tom Brady, one of the greats, the GOAT. His accuracy, his playmaking for the game is unmatched. But I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes is more vital to the team. The way he scrambles out of the pocket, making those crazy throws. I'm sorry to say it, but Tyler Henry cannot do that. Although we're a firm believer anything's possible, the Chiefs, without Patrick Mahomes, they cannot emulate that. They got options like Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce. But if you're telling me without Patrick Mahomes, that's not going to happen. All right, guys, so that wraps up our Super Bowl coverage week, the 3rd day. Guys, remember, tomorrow on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be having our live stream. Come on out. We're going to be talking about the Super Bowl, anything you guys want to talk about as well. And then our official picks come out on Friday. Guys, take care. Catch you guys on the next one. See you guys.